Hello, welcome to Wolfway TV. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about the documentations that you need to bring to your interview as a DV selectee, single applicant. You have no derivatives and you are single. Okay. So different embassies might have additional documentations, but these are going to be the standard required documents or standard checklist for interviews. Okay. But I will ask that you check with the embassy's website to make sure you have all the required documents for that embassy. But this will be the general documents that are required for your interview, okay? So the first thing that you need to bring to your interview will be your interview appointment letter. Your interview appointment letter will act as a permission slip that will allow you to enter the premises of the embassy. If you don't have this, you're not going to be allowed to enter your appointment letter shows the security guard at the embassy or the gatekeepers there that this letter showing this day and this time I am expected to be here. So if you leave that at home, you're not going to be allowed access to the embassy. So if you forget it, you must turn around and go get that document. You must bring your interview appointment letter. If it was sent to you through email and you forget it, you can, if there's an office or a business center around the U.S. Embassy, you can go there and print that out so that you can show to the person at the gate so that you can be allowed entry, okay? The next thing that you need to bring will be the DS-260 confirmation page. The DS-260 confirmation page has a barcode, and this contains some kind of biometric data in there. So they're going to scan it. So don't forget that. Bring that to your interview. Remember, after you submitted your DS-260 application, you had the opportunity to either print it or email one to yourself. So if you email one to yourself, then go there and print it out of your email. If you didn't, just log in back to your DS-260 application and go all the way to the last page, your confirmation page, and print it, okay? Don't make any changes. Just go all the way to go through the DS-260 application, go to the last page, and then print it if you didn't print it out so that you have that document with you. Without that, you're not going to get your interview done. You need to bring it. The next document that you need to bring to your interview will be your passport. Make sure that you bring your passport that has at least 6 months of validation. That means that from the day that you're going to the interview, it has at least 6 months time to expire. So if you have like 3 months, 5 months, 4 months, the embassy will tell you to go get another one. So if you already know ahead of time that your passport has about 6 months or less than 6 months to expire, it's important that you apply for a renewal before your interview date, okay? The other thing is that make sure that your passport has at least 2 pages, okay? And when I say 2 pages, I'm talking about just give me a moment, okay? I'm talking about like this. This is 2 pages because here is 1, there is 1. So you must have at least 1 free one like that, and make sure it's consecutive, okay? Not that you have half page here and then you have another half page somewhere. Make sure it's consecutive. That means that the free page is on here and here. At least the minimum, that's minimum. But if you have several pages that have not been used, then that is good. Also, understand that the last page of your passport may not be a usable page, okay? Like this one, this has some declaration, has it is telling you customs and border protection information, restrictions on importation of goods and all that. So go through your passport, open your passport and go all the way to the end and make sure that your 1 page, you are not thinking about this one, because if you have used up all of these pages and you're thinking of the last one being the usable one that you're taking to an interview, you might be surprised to find out that there is information here, so it doesn't make this part usable. This part is not usable. So go to your passport, make sure you have at least 2 pages, 1 leaflet with the front and back empty, so that they can stamp your visa there. Okay. And if you're going to do like a transit visa on your journey, then minimum 2 is not going to be helpful, because if you're doing transit visa, remember that the other country that you enter, they might stamp, and when you get to the US, where are they going to stamp? Okay, so make sure that you have enough pages in your passport for your trip. Before we go to the next thing that you need to bring, guys, if you're enjoying my content, please hit the subscribe button so that you will keep enjoying this wonderful content that I share on my channel here, and be part of Waffle TV family. So let's go to the next item. The next item that you need to bring will be your passport photos. You need to get minimum 2 color passport photos, American size passport photos. Go by the normal requirement: no eyeglasses, nothing obscuring your face, nothing covering your face, no uniform. Make sure you have enough lighting, not too much light. You know, those kind of requirement that you went through when you are applying for the Green Card Lotto, the picture requirement, just go by those. And get 2. Some embassies will want you to get 4 or even more. So please check with the embassy's website before you go for your interview to know how many pictures are required. But typically 2 color passport photos are required, and then you write your full name at the back. Your full name as is shown on your passport, on the application. So when you look on your DS-360 application, like if my name is Ekuyefa, so on the DS-360 application, it will say Efa, Ekuya, all right? Because after the comma will be your first name, and then maybe if you have a middle name, your middle name will continue. But you can write that at the back of your passport with the comma. So you write, if I were to write my name at the back of my passport photo, I'll write Efa, Ekuya, all right? Even though my name is Ekuya Efa, but I'll write Efa, Ekuya. And if I had a middle name, let's say Ekuya T Efa, I'll write Efa, Ekuya T, okay? And then you write your date of birth also at the back of your passport photo. So just do that for all of your passport photo. It is even more important, especially if you have family with you. But even if you are individual applicant, you should do that too, okay? The next thing that you need to bring will be your educational certificate. If you have any educational attainment past high school, from senior high school or senior secondary school and beyond, you need to bring all the certificates. So if you finish secondary school and that was the last point, then you bring your secondary school certificate. If you went to university after your secondary school, you bring the certificate there. If you took a remedial exam to better your grade, then to better your grades, then you need to bring the proof of that results. Bring your certificate with the results showing, not just your certificate, with the results showing. If your embassy requires just the certificate without you showing your actual grades or scores on the exam, then go by that. But for many embassies, they want to see your grades on there. So don't just bring your certificate that says that you completed secondary school and all that. Just include the one that shows your results summary, okay? If you're not using, if you say you didn't go to school, you don't have any formal education, but you're using your occupation as the requirement, then you need to bring your employment appointment letter from the company, using the company's letterhead, okay? Let that tell your role, how long you've been working there, what you do, your salary, and all that, and then you bring that to your interview. If you're self-employed, then you need to bring a portfolio of what you do, your business registration, something that will show that you are self-employed, you conduct this kind of business, okay? And then, and that is regardless of whether you're using your high school education or employment. Just know that whatever you put on your DS360 application, you must show support for. So even if you're using your education as a requirement, but then you indicated on the DS360 that you are employed, then you need to bring employment documentation, because you never know when you go for the interview, the CEO your education may deem not qualified, and they might have to rely on your employment. So don't just go with one set of information if you have the other, okay? If you are using your employment and you have the certificate from school, bring all your certificates from school, because that information is on your DS360, so you must bring that information. All right, I hope I've explained that part for you. The thing that you need to bring will be your birth certificate. You need to bring your original copy of your birth certificate, and then you can make photocopies too. All the original documents that you're taking for your interview, make sure that you make photocopies of them, okay? The next item that you need to bring will be your police certificate or police certificates, depending on where you've traveled and lived at. But if you have lived in your home country all your life, haven't lived anywhere for a period of 6 months or more, you have never been arrested, then you're going to get one police certificate. But if you travel to another country and you've been arrested there, then you need to get police certificate. If you've traveled to another country and you've lived there for 6 months or more, or 12 months, please go through the police certificate requirement and see what applies to you and get appropriate police certificate. But everyone will have to submit at least one police certificate. Make sure it is valid at the time of your interview. I'm talking about the police certificate that applies to the country that you're attending interview in. So let's say I've lived in Germany before, I collected police certificates. I'm going for the interview in Accra, Ghana, and say by the time I go for the interview, the police certificate from Germany is expired. That's okay, so long as I have not returned to Germany. But if the police certificate from Accra, Ghana says is valid for 6 months and it's expired, then I need to go get it right done, okay? So make sure the police certificate for the place that you're going for interview for is still valid. It's still valid, okay? If you get the police certificate from there, all right? And one more thing, if your embassy requires affidavit of support, then make sure that you bring documentation for affidavit of support. You fill out the form, or you have your sponsor fill out the I-134, include their tax return, the most recent 3 years tax return, and add those documentation. Or if they haven't filed their tax return, then they need to add their W-2. If they haven't filed their tax return for this year, then they need to bring their W-2, so they can bring their most recent, the last 3 years tax return or tax transcripts, and then add, if they haven't filed the tax return for this year, then they need to include their W-2. Okay, so guys, I hope this is enough for you to get through your interview appointment if you're a single applicant. But guys, I'll be making more videos and talk about people who are married, the things they need to bring to your interview appointment to make things easier for you, because I know at the end of the day, you've heard so much information, you just want something that, like a checklist that you can go through to prepare for your interview appointment. So guys, I love you. I wish you all the best for your interview day, and ace it, break a leg, bring the visa home. Guys, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel so that you will enjoy all the great content that I share on my channel regarding your immigration to America. If you're new to the Green Card Lottery process, please join my Facebook groups: Green Card Lottery Africa, Green Card Lottery Ghana, Green Card Lottery Awareness, Moving to America /Ofoe TV. Click the thumbs up and follow my Facebook page, and follow me on all social media platforms, Ofoe TV. Just look for Ofoe TV and you'll find me there. I love you guys. If you want to be part of my WhatsApp group, then you need to email me, ofoetv@gmail.com, with your first notification letter as proof that you have been selected before I can add you to my WhatsApp group. Guys, I love you so much for all your support and your kindness. Thank you. I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.